these are some of the dumbest moments
It's snapped over the head. The ball's out the back of the end zone.
you will ever see in an NFL game.
And the pass is bobbled and dropped.
So let's start when this quarterback thought the end zone was just a little bit longer.
Here comes Jared Allen, and he's out of bounds. Poor guy, I don't even know if he realized it.
He didn't even know he was out of bounds. Tough situation for a young quarterback.
And what sucks for Dano is that not only was it a dumb play, but he has never lived it down.
15 years ago today, the man became a verb.
I see this clip once a week on this network. And
I say this all the time. When you see this picture, someone married that person.
we do wonder about that, yeah.
But something even dumber than that was when this defender celebrated a fourth down stop, but the play was still going on.
One of the best fourth down teams in the NFL this year has Mariota taken off and sprinting into the red zone.
The quarterback faked Malik Hooker so hard, he thought his defense came up clutch, but instead, it went for a 33-yard play. Yeah, Micah Parsons was not happy about that. But that wasn't the only time a Cowboys player had a brain fart during crunch time, like when Terrence Williams decided to get a couple extra yards instead of stopping the clock.
Underneath. Williams has got to get out of bounds, and he doesn't. Had a chance as soon as he caught it. 2, 1. Game over. Giants win.
I mean, it's football 101 to catch the ball and get out of bounds in that situation. We have seen other players have mental miscues that lead to them losing the game, like when AJ Green decided that he was just not going to look for the pass that was thrown to him.
High snap again. End zone and picked off. Intercepted by Rasul Douglas. AJ Green was the target, and he never looked for the ball.
Yeah, AJ, you gotta catch the game-winning touchdown, not let Rasul Douglas intercept it. And sometimes, even the best players make some dumb decisions, like when Patrick Mahomes tried a little too hard to break a sack and ended up setting a record you do not want to own.
Everyone knows about Andy Reid. Brian Flores is really ramping up. 3rd and 12. They got Mahomes. My goodness. That might be the sack of the year. Wow, that might be the 30-yard sack.
Mahomes and the Chiefs ended up losing 30 yards on that play, which is the most yards lost on a sack in NFL history. But this next dumb moment literally got this coach fired. On Thanksgiving Day of 2024, the Chicago Bears were trailing the Detroit Lions by only 3 points and were attempting to pull off a massive upset on national TV. And on 4th down, they were able to get it.
From the pocket. Pass caught. 1st down. It's Moore down to the 22-yard line.
But a pass interference call negated the play.
Pass interference, number 85, offense. Replay, 4th down.
So on 4th and 14, the Bears had one final breath and failed to take advantage of it until another pass interference call gave them life, this time on the defense. So after getting lucky, there was no way that Chicago could blow this opportunity, right? Well, with 37 seconds left and them just inside of field goal range, Caleb Williams proceeds to get sacked, and what follows is some of the worst clock management you will ever see.
No one touched him. And down goes Williams.
Well, this is supposed to be a quarterback draw.
With 15 seconds, and it's 3rd and 26. They have one timeout left. You're going to have to do something when it comes down to this play. Incomplete, and the game is over.
I can't believe they didn't take a timeout.
Not only did it take the Bears 20 plus seconds to get a playoff when they had zero time to spare, but the fact that Matt Eberflus didn't take a timeout when it was obvious that the play was not going to happen was absolutely terrible. So terrible, in fact, that the Bears fired him the very next day. Man, how bad do you gotta mess up to get fired on Thanksgiving? This next stupid play came when one quarterback thought he was Patrick Mahomes, and it completely backfired.
Wentz faking the handoff, but under pressure.
Wanting to avoid the sack so badly, Carson Wentz tried to be Mahomey and throw a pass with his left hand, and he ended up throwing a pick six. But was that dumber than when Tom Brady tried to become a wide receiver at 45 years old?
Fournette, he is going to throw it to Brady. Oh, and Brady slips and it's picked up by Tariq Woolen. Rolling, and they went trickery, and Brady slips, leaps.
Yeah, whoever thought of this idea should probably be fired. This next team ended up losing the game off of this dumb play, and why they did it will leave you scratching your head.
Zerline, little squibber, it's got to go 10 yards, and it's close. The Cowboys have it. Do you believe that?
You don't have to wait for it to go 10 yards. You can attack it right there. Somebody could have came in and got it. You're just watching it go.
Why they let the Cowboys fall on the onside kick, giving them the ball back and the chance to kick the game-winning field goal is beyond me. But something similar happened with this play in 2016, and the outcome was way stupider and funnier.
The Raiders, it'll be Matt McGloin as their quarterback. That one bounces, and no one on the Bills goes to get it. Now Gillislee tracks it down in the end zone. That's a touchdown. Yeah. What are the Bills doing?
Buffalo's special teams literally gave the Jets a free touchdown on that one. And of course, you know the Jets have committed plenty of dumb plays of their own, like this one from Brandon Marshall.
Patrick over the middle. There is Marshall. Wide open. Drops the ball. Eagles pick it up. They've got the turnover. Marshall had it, was wide open, and then just dropped it.
I mean, what was he trying to accomplish on that play? And if any of you guys saw the previous video I made on this topic, you undoubtedly remember Deshaun Jackson's mishap that cost him his first career touchdown.
John Jackson, he hauled it in.
Watches very closely. He has secured the football. Whoa.
Well, believe it or not, the same thing happened to a player this year.
5 straight losses will do that.
A little toss back here. Corley, plenty of room all the way to the end zone.
The execution, everything's great. Oh boy, he dropped that ball.
Once again, a young wide receiver dropped the ball before he got into the end zone, and it cost him his first career TD. Pretty hard to believe. And somehow, that wasn't the only time that happened in the NFL in 2024.
Here's Richardson, who was just 6 of 17 throwing in the first half. Taylor breaking away. Taylor.
The player is not breaking the plane of the goal line. The ball comes loose. We see him let it go before it breaks the plane. The result is a touchback.
I mean, how many times does this have to happen before NFL players learn to hold on to the damn ball? But what about when the Steelers had their game against the Chargers won twice, but ended up losing due to silly mistakes?
And it is over the top of the crossbar and no good.
Offside. Defense number 23. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Block. Flag. Another flag. Artie Burns.
Defense number 25.
Oh, clearly.
5-yard penalty. Third down.
And he does it. Artie Burns was offside
Defense number
again.
25. Penalties decline. Field goal's good.
Los Angeles' kicker missed his first 2 attempts, but since the Steelers committed penalties on both of them, he got a third chance, which he was successful on. These next 2 moments involved the same player, but both had very different outcomes. In 2010, the Eagles attempted to pull off one of the most insane comebacks in NFL history. After being down 31-10 with just 7 minutes left in the game, Philadelphia rattled off 21 unanswered points and were tied with the Giants right before the end of regulation. With 12 seconds left, New York was set to punt the ball away to Deshaun Jackson, and well, what happened next was history.
And it's a line drive kick. Jackson bobbles it and now has to try and recover. Jackson bobbled it and then let blocks get set up. Are you kidding? Deshaun Jackson, unbelievable. 65-yard return. It was an awful punt.
And what made this play dumb is that you could see the Giants head coach chewing out his punter afterward, telling him, "I told you to punt it out of bounds." Then in 2015, Jackson tried to relive that magical return with the game tied at 9 and less than 2 minutes left. But what followed was a complete disaster.
Chris Jones kicks, desperate to get going to the 16. Not much room, trying to make a lot happen here. Big circle back by Jackson, and he lost the football, and it's recovered by the punter, Jones.
Not only did he end up running the wrong way, but fumbling the football at the end, giving it back to the Cowboys, was a complete failure. However, Sammy Watkins gave us one of the most memorable NFL bloopers ever with this gaffe he had. I mean, if that's not the definition of a rookie mistake, then I don't know what is. But something even dumber is when this NFL player celebrated so hard, it resulted in a career-altering injury.
Let's not go overboard on the celebration.
I think he's hurt. He should have been watching Steven Tulloch.
Lamar Houston got so excited after his sack that when he landed on his celebration, he actually ended up tearing his ACL. And the worst part about it is that the Bears were down 48-23 with less than 4 minutes left in the game when this occurred. But what would a dumbest moments video be without a referee making a mind-boggling call? And this one might be the dumbest one of them all.
The game's final play is a Wilson loft to the end zone, which is fought for by Tate with Jennings. One guy goes up, touchdown. The other said no time.
The fact that one ref signaled touchdown and the other signaled interception should tell you all you need to know about NFL refs. However, the absolute dumbest moment in NFL history is when the Seattle Seahawks had the opportunity to win their second consecutive Super Bowl, kickstarting a potential dynasty. And all they had to do was run the ball into the end zone with the best power back in the NFL, and instead, they decided to do this.
Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler. Unreal. Malcolm Butler, who almost made the phenomenal play, amazing.